What's up, everybody? Bang. It's Jason, Zombie Collector, and it's official. It is official. I am done with baseball. I'm done with all sports. I held out hope, fingers crossed, toes crossed, that baseball would not go full on clown show, clown car woke. And I just saw, I don't know how long it was, 5 minutes ago or 5 hours ago, but Rob Manfred has said that baseball has been moved out of Atlanta, Georgia, because of the voter laws. So now baseball has decided to interfere and inject themselves into voting and into the political decisions that people are making by punishing Georgia because of their literal ignorance. The people who make are making these decisions do not know what they are talking about. They are not reading anything, any laws, any nothing's happening. They are literally the most ignorant people on I don't know in the world, possibly, very well, possibly. If anyone chooses to educate themselves, I would strongly ask you to read what actually transpired. Was it last week in Georgia? Okay, no one's being restricted from voting. It is absolutely mind-boggling that these supposedly college-educated Ivy League school people are this stupid. Now they're not stupid; they know what they're doing. They are pandering and they are just making, overtures to anybody and everybody to try to become as the woke Olympics, that we find ourselves in today with sports. It's like everybody has to get a gold medal in the woke Olympics. And I didn't go to college and get my advanced degree in wokeology, so I'm not following this ridiculousness as it has gone down already. I am beyond over it. I don't want. I'm done. Hard stop. I have got cards that I've got coming in the mail. I got two. I got a stack of cards here. I got a stack of cards here. I got a stack of cards here. I'm done with baseball. I'm not showing any more base. I'm not showing any more baseball cards on my channel. I'm done with sports. This is absolutely unbelievable. You have now MLB. I mean, you already had NFL and NBA, which I don't really follow, so it didn't really affect me at all. But I tried my darndest to give MLB the benefit of the doubt, but they have now, like I said, decided to wade into the waters of the political realm and now into voter decisions that are being made by people's personal decisions, their own personal private decisions. Now that Major League Baseball decided to wade into those waters, I'm over it. You are the part of the problem, people. If you continue to support this kind of behavior, then we're not going to have anything to go back to. No sports, no entertainment, no nothing, because everything's being made decisions for people who are literally ignorant. I beseech you to read what was going on. I read Rob Manfred's statements and I read everybody's statements that are supposedly, are the, people who are the movers and the shakers that make these decisions. And you can tell these people literally do not even know what they're talking about. They are ignorant clowns. And it is absurd that we are still dealing with this. It is a simple go to go to Georgia's website and look up the law, the new law. Go to any source, even your personal woke magazine, newspaper article, TV station, website, or whatever, and it's going to tell you that they added 2 Sundays to vote if you want. They added 2 mandatory Saturdays before election to vote. They extended the hours from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. to vote. If you're in line at 7 p.m., you can vote. It doesn't. What are they talking about? You can't get food and water, and third-party companies can't go and try to take ballot boxes and drag them into different voting facilities. That's for everybody's benefit. The election comes around every 4 years if we're talking about the president, every 2 years for senators. It is not a surprise, people. This is not something that sneaks up on you. You know, this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous that Major League Baseball has decided to put themselves into the conversation when it has literally zero to do with them. And if they wanted to, they should read and then educate themselves instead of being a bunch of ignorant jackasses. It's unbelievable. I am just like beside myself, like how the complete this level of moronic decision making is being made right now. Go and look. The only thing is that you have to have an ID. You have to have proof, and that's for absentee ballots if you don't want to go, and that is for in-person balloting. Here in the state of Indiana, you are required by law to have your ID, a valid ID, to get your vaccine shot for COVID. That's right. So you have to have an ID to get a shot that might save your life, but you don't have the ID to vote for president. It doesn't even make sense. You have to have an ID to go to the library and get a library card. You have to have an ID to get a library card. But now all of a sudden you don't have a library card. It's too hard for you. You have to have an ID to get a cell phone, to get a car, a house, to get a credit card, to get almost anything that you have to, everything that you have to put on a card or that you don't have cash for. You have to have some sort of ID that's valid. No one's saying you have to get a driver's license. You can get a state-issued ID, which is easier to get than a driver's license. You have to have an ID to go to my knowledge, to go to high school, or I'm sorry, not to college, to get a job. You know, you have to have an ID. You have to have an ID to do almost anything involving the government. If you get government assistance, you have to have an ID. You have to have some proof of identification. And that is either a passport, a driver's license, or a state-issued ID. That is how you get whatever you need from the government. So this is absolutely unreal. So I will tell you right now, people, do yourself a favor. If you want to send me something in the care package, don't do it because I'm not going to show it off. I have no desire to do it any longer. I am done with it. I will probably still keep my channel, so I'll keep doing what I'm doing. You know, wrestling cards, who knows, whatever. I don't know. But I am over this ridiculousness at this point. It is unbelievable. And I'm going to stop watching people's channels because I just don't care anymore. I do not care. So if you're showing cards on your channel and sports related, you're going to see lots of subscribers, or at least one subscriber, drop off starting today. I'm going to go through this as soon as this video's over. I'm done cutting this video. I'm going to remove myself from that because I don't want to even see it. Nothing against you. I just don't have any interest. I have zero interest. So I hope my subscribers will go down as well because like a tit for tat, which I totally understand. No hard feelings, but I do not want to be a part of it anymore. I don't want to hear about it. I mean, I knew it was a slow creeping crawl that we're headed this direction, but I was trying to be Jason 2.0, Zombie Collector 2.0, trying to be PA positive attitude, but that's long gone. I am over it. This is my adios video when it comes to sports cards, the hobby itself. I have no interest in it whatsoever. I don't want to talk about it. I am over it. It is unreal that you have organizations, sports organizations, that are trying to cripple states, cities, small homeowner. I'm sorry. What's the word I'm looking for? Small business owners, everybody, because they don't want people to be successful in a state that they disagree with. And even though that is completely ignorant on their part because they don't know how to read, they choose not to read, is absolutely ridiculous. I challenge anybody and everybody who feels or they think they know what actually is going on in Georgia. And if you believe that what the commissioners did with Major League Baseball was the correct move, I challenge you to go actually not listen to what somebody else says. News source, website, your friend, your mammy, your best friend, your mailman, whoever. I challenge you to go actually read what actually has transpired. And if you still come to the conclusion that there is some sort of voter suppression, then you are part of the problem. Because you have to have an ID as an adult in almost every facet of your adult life. In some capacity, almost daily, you may need an ID for something. And again, you don't need a driver's license. You can't get a state issued ID, and that would work. It has to be valid and current, but that's all you need. And be in the city, town, village, whatever you live in, and then you can do that. No one is restricting anyone from being able to do that. And again, 4 years, you know, a election is coming when it comes to the president in 4 years. It is not something you're like, oh, it's the second Wednesday or second Tuesday in November. What happens today? No, you know what's happening. And if you don't know, then you shouldn't be voting if you don't even know what's happening 4 years in advance. It is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it is literally mind-blowing right now. I do not understand how we are living in this like upside down, topsy-turvy world. Well, I do understand, but I can't say it publicly because then really the crap hits the fan. It is literally unbelievable. So this is my little PSA for it. This is probably the Jason Handy video of all Jason Handy videos, but I just letting you all know that is where it is. That's where we're at. And I know in the past, like, I might take a sabbatical here and there. I kind of get upset, but this is done. I am absolutely 128% over sports of any capacity. The hobby itself, it's a whole big dumpster fire wrapped with a train wreck attached to the Zeppelin that's on fire, that's crashing into the ocean, like ridiculousness. And I cannot at all, with my viewership, with my schmeckles, support it in any capacity, in any other kind of way, because of the complete ignorant decision making that these people are making, who just choose not to just live in reality, but live in some fantasy world that they just make up stuff as they go that has no bearing in reality. But we, the people who just want to be left alone and just enjoy sports and enjoy watching and supporting things, are the ones who suffer for it, because they're trying to bend a knee and try to get their doctorate in wokeology, and they're trying to clamor to make everybody happy. You know, the people who make these decisions are trying to appease people who don't even watch the sport. They don't watch these sports. These people, these blue check marks, do not even watch your sport. They do not care. They just come, like in the movie Frankenstein, and just come to the village with their pitchforks and their lanterns, their torches, and just threaten to burn down your house. And then once they get what they want, they move on to the next village, and they threaten with their pitchforks and torches to burn down that house until they get what they want, and they just keep moving on and on and on. They don't care about you or your product, but you just keep on doing it. It is unbelievable, and you are part of the problem, people. You continue to turn on your TV, your phones, whatever it is, and watch this. You keep spending your money on the products. You're just encouraging this behavior. Before long, we're not going to have any form of kind of entertainment that's going to be left that's not going to be tainted with this ridiculousness. So I am done. I am over it. I don't want nothing to do with it. If you have a channel like that, I'm just telling you, it's not personal. It's not a personal thing against you. I don't want nothing to do with it. So you can take it for however it is. I'm not singling anybody out. This is completely a Jason decision, but I don't want to be associated with any channel that is continuing to encourage this type of behavior, because at the end of the day, that's what this all is. It's us continuing to be the cogs in the wheel that keeps churning this ridiculousness to us nonstop, and it's never going to end. And so I don't want to be a part of the problem. I can't rail against it. I can't talk about it if I continue to participate in it. It doesn't make any sense, because what does that make you, or me, I should say, a hypocrite? And I might be a lot of things to a lot of people, but I'm not a hypocrite, or I try not to be, to the best of my ability. So guys, I'm done with it. Done with sports. Done with Major League Baseball. They can suck it. It's over.